Fiancé slept with his first love, and on my wedding day, my fiancé's first love appeared at the wedding ceremony, wearing the exact same haute couture gown as mine. I watched them stand together at the entrance, greeting the guests as if they were the bride and groom. Maintaining a calm expression, I complimented them, saying they looked like the perfect couple, beauty and brains, a match made in heaven. She burst into tears and fled the scene. He, however, didn't hesitate to humiliate me in front of everyone, accusing me of being petty and narrow-minded. When the wedding banquet was over, he left for what was supposed to be our honeymoon, with her by his side. I didn't argue or cause a scene. Instead, I quietly booked an appointment for an abortion. The festive ribbons on the bed hadn't been cleared away, but I was too worn out to care. I lazily swept them off the bed and collapsed onto the soft mattress, feeling the weight of the day press down on me. As I plugged my phone into charge, a notification coincidentally caught my eye, a post from Susie McKinney on her social feed. "Grateful for your presence, not a moment wasted," was the caption. The attached photo showed Hank holding her in his arms, the two of them gazing into each other's eyes, barely a centimeter apart, lips on the verge of meeting. Matching couple rings gleamed on their fingers. If it were in the past, I would have stormed over and demanded an explanation from him. But now, I just quietly turned off my phone, rolled over, and went to sleep. The following days passed in silence. I didn't receive a single message from Hank. Instead, my feed was constantly flooded with Susie's updates, photos of them kissing, shopping, laughing together, as if flaunting their happiness for the world to see. I didn't react, didn't feel anger or sadness. Instead, I contacted a lawyer and began preparing for a divorce. Hank Dawson and I had been together for 8 years, since our university days. Although we had only recently hosted our wedding ceremony, in actuality, we had sealed our marriage legally right after graduation. It was a quiet, impulsive moment, no ceremony, no bridal gifts, no jewelry, just the reckless passion of two young lovers. But now, that passion had long since faded, leaving behind nothing but a mess to clean up. Nearly 2 weeks later, I was sitting at home, reviewing the draft my lawyer had prepared for the divorce. The house was quiet, but suddenly, the sound of a key turning in the lock broke the silence. I looked up, and there they were, Hank walking in hand with Susie. Our eyes met, and I saw a flicker of awkwardness flash across his face. He quickly let go of her hand, his voice strained as he tried to explain. "How many times do I have to tell you? There's nothing between me and Susie." I cut him off mid-sentence, tired of the same old lie. "You and her are just like brother and sister." "Yes, I know." I looked at him, my expression calm and indifferent. There wasn't any trace of anger. Hank's face, however, grew colder, his brows furrowed in frustration, his voice, laced with helplessness, cut through the room. "Then what are you upset about this time?" "I'm busy," I replied, my attention already back on the draft in front of me, completely uninterested in meeting his gaze. But my silence only fueled his frustration. His face hardened as he wrapped his arm tighter around Susie and stormed out of the house. He made a show of slamming the door open wide, standing there, waiting for me to give in, like I always had. But not this time. I didn't even look up. With a final angry slam, he shut the door behind him. It wasn't long after they left that my parents called, asking me to come over for dinner. I agreed. When I arrived at their place, who do I run into at the door but Hank? He looked at me, something like guilt flickering across his face before he smoothed it over with a forced calm. "Are we going in together?" he asked, trying to sound casual. I nodded and walked inside without a word. The dinner was a painfully awkward affair. My parents hadn't forgiven him for what had happened.